So the next thing is you want to run independent t-tests. We want to run independent t-tests, and we are going to see how we are going to convert the independent t-test. So with the independent t-test, these are some of the things you need on the table. So that one, you need your groups, you need the mean, you need your standard deviation, you need your t, and then your p-value. So let me run it and then show you how you are going to do that, or how you are going to convert it to APA table and how you are going to interpret it. So you go to analyze, and you go to mean difference. So you are running independent t-test. And remember, we said independent t-test, you have to have one independent categorical variable, and then that has two levels, and then a continuous dependent variable. So this is it. Then we click OK. So I'm going to copy the output tables and then teach you how you're going to convert it to APA. So these are the output tables that comes. So we need this table. And this table is long, so we'll just come back. On this table, we only need two things. That is the T and then the significance level. So we'll copy this table and then come back to this table to take our T and then our significance level. Okay, so I'm going to paste my table here and then convert this table to APA. So we need the groups, the mean, the standard deviation, group, mean, standard deviation, the T, and then the P value. And it's on male and female, so. So can any of you take me through the how I'm going to convert this table to? I'm going to convert this table to APA. So let me write the groups here. Groups, mean, standard deviation, the T, and then the P value. P value. We have, so let's copy. So male and female, we have male and female. Let's copy. Let me just write male. So male, female. Now let's take their means and standard deviation. So I'll paste the means and standard deviation here. Then let's go back to, hello.
Oh, I just joined you.
Oh, okay.
I waited and waited.
Okay, don't worry. I'll go back. I'll go back and then okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I'll go back. Okay. So the next table we are going to look at is independent t-tests. Independent t-tests. So with that, let me go back to SPSS. So I'll go back to SPSS and then run the independent t-test, and we'll take the table out. So SPSS. So I said that when you want to run an independent t-test, you need two things. And the two things is an independent categorical variable that has two groups, and a continuous dependent variable. So you measure the independent variable on the continuous variable. So we go to analyze, compare means, then independent t-test. Independent t-test. Then we put our dependent variable. So this one, our dependent variable is practices. And then the groups are sex, which is male and female. Then we press on OK. So this is the output table that comes. The output table that comes. So I'll come here to copy this statistics table, group statistics table. And I also said that with the independent t-test, the things you need on your table are the groups, the mean, standard deviation, T, and then your p-value. So I've already done this. So I've copied the table already. So I'll just move on to my Word document. So let's move on to the Word document. So this is the Word document. So I've already pasted the table here. Now I'm going to convert it to APE. So this is the table. So first of all, the group is male and female. So you put your male and female here. Then you come here to copy the, so let me take off this. Let me take it off. 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 So you come to this table and you copy the mean and the standard deviation. So I'll copy the mean and standard deviation and I'll paste them here. So I'll paste them here. Now we need the T and then the P. So let's go back to our output tables and then go and copy the P and then the T value. So this is the output table. So the T value. So we can see here that the T values are the same. So we just take one of the T values. But to read this one, you have to, if you remember the last time I said, you have to look at this significance. If this significance is above 0.05, then you read the figures on top here. So this one is above 0.05. So you will take the ones on top here. So we take the T here and then we'll take the significant value here. So the T here is negative 0.78. That is the T value. And then the P is is 3.938. So let's put it in our table. So this is in our table. So we are going back to our word. So the T was 0.078, and then our P was 0.938. So we are done with this table. So let's take off this table. So this table is going to go off. Now we are going to convert it to APA. Can anyone help me to convert it to APA? Can anyone help me to convert it to APA?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I can hear
To
you.
compare the table to APA, we know that in APA tables, we don't need to have the borders of
Yeah.
columns,
Okay.
rows and columns.
Okay.
So you said we could go to the corner and click on it.
Okay. So
And the star will appear,
okay.
which will highlight.
Okay.
Then we go to where we look for the borders. Okay, I come
Okay.
my scissor.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you go here, what are you
So
supposed to do?
when you go there, you're supposed to do the no borders first.
Okay. Then
And then you do the top, bottom, and then the top.
okay, so the bottom, then the top.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you put your cursor on the groups because you want to, then you go back to the borders,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can do bottom,
Okay.
and then you get to that.
Okay. That's excellent. Okay. So now this is the table. This is the table. So let's do this. So let's make it significant. So let's use let's say 3.56 here. Then let's use 0. Let's use 0.013. Now we have converted it to APA. Now we have to interpret it. But as I said, make sure that all your decimals are in 2 decimal places. So we are going to change this to 2 decimal places. So this one is 8. This one is supposed to be 8. This one 64. This one 95. This one 96. Okay. So let's name it and then we'll see how we are going to interpret this. Let's name it. So the naming too, can someone help me to name this table? Where are we supposed to go to name this table? Anyone to help us?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
So this one, it said if you want to label because of the reference. So if you want to label table, the table so it will be difficult to do. So you go to reference.
Okay. So I'm at reference.
And then you do is it insert caption?
Yes, okay, insert caption. So you can see that this is our third table. So
so table 3.
okay.
Then the label you want to give it. Then after that, you press OK.
Okay. So this one is our independent t-test results. So let's name it independent t-test results. Then we click on OK. Click on OK. Now, let's see how we are going to interpret this. Let's see how we are going to interpret this. So this is how you are going to interpret this table. If you remember, we looked at the variables we looked at was attitude. We looked at male and female on the attitude. So this is how you are going to, depending on the values, the variables you are looking at, So this one, we looked at attitude. So we are going to write significant difference. Significant difference in attitude was observed. Then you bring the T and then the P value. So we quote the T. So T equal to 3.56. And then our P was less than. So our P, so let's look for the less than 0.001. Then let's look at the male and female. Which one scored the highest? So in this one, I realized that the females had the highest mean. So this is what we write with females scoring higher. So now you quote this. So you quote M is equal to the standard deviation. M is equal to standard deviation than males. Then you quote the same thing. M is equal to, then we have the standard deviation, full stop. So this is how you are going to interpret this. So depending on whether you found a significance or not. So when you found a significance, then you write that a significance difference in what you are looking at was found. Then you quote the T and then the P value. Then you look at the means and then look at the ones that was scoring higher. So this one, females were scoring higher than the males. Then you quote the M is equal to, and then the standard deviation to. So this is how it is written. Then full stop. So this is how you write the independent t-test results. Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay. If there's no question, then we are going to continue to the next thing we have to look at. So after the independent t-test, the next thing we are going to look at is, so before we even look at the ANOVA, let's look at correlation first. Let's look at correlation first. So I'm going to move this one. Let's look at correlation first before we move on to ANOVA. So correlation, what you need in a correlation is the variable names. So I'm going to show you how you are going to pick the information from your correlation table, and then how you convert it to APA, and then how you interpret the correlation table. So I'm going to run the correlation. I'm going to run the correlation. Remember that I said when you are running correlation or when you are running analysis that looks at relationships, you need two continuous variables, two or more continuous variables, depending on the kind of analysis you are looking at. So with correlation, we need two continuous variables. So we go to analyze. Then this time we are running correlation. So you click on correlation, then bivariate. So these are the continuous variables that you want to look at: knowledge, attitude, and practices. And with correlation, we don't have dependent and independent variables. We don't have dependent and independent variables. So I've moved my continuous variables into the variable here, and I'll click on OK. I'll click on OK. I'll click on OK. Now, let's see how we convert it to APA. Okay, so the output table. So I'm going to copy this correlation table. So I'll copy this correlation table and then paste it in Word. Paste it in Word. Okay. So this is how you are going to convert this table to APA. This is how you're going to convert it to APA. So insert. So this one, it is three things that you are looking at. So knowledge, attitude, and then practices. Knowledge, attitude, and practices. So this is how you are going to do it. So we go to insect. So we need, it is three things: knowledge, attitude. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we leave this list blank. We can either decide to name it 1, 2, 3, or we can give the name. So it's knowledge. So let's put knowledge here. Knowledge. Then put attitude here. Attitude. Then practices. So practices. We're going to put the same thing here. So knowledge. Knowledge. Attitude. And then practices. Practices. So you don't need this. You don't need this. So let's take it out. So this is a row. So let's delete the rows. Delete rows. Okay. We no more need this table. So we are going to take off this table. So anyone to help me convert this table to APA? Anyone to help me to convert this table to APA? Okay. So the first one, Madam Hannah took us through how to do the APA. So Madam Hannah, can you take us again, and this time around, go further to do the naming? So this one is supposed to be a correlation table. So let's do the APA again, and then you move a bit further to the naming.
Okay. So what to do with the columns and then the rows? So
Okay.
we'll go to the corner of the table, get the star,
Okay.
which will highlight the table.
Okay.
Then we go to borders. That's okay. And then click on it.
Okay.
Then we want to no border.
Okay.
Now we have to keep the heading. So
Okay.
we'll do the top top border.
Okay, top border.
And then I can't see. Okay. Okay. And then we'll place the cursor under the headings, and then we'll do bottom border.
Okay.
Okay. Now we want to underline the heading. Okay, so that one is done.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to name our table. Oh, they doesn't have this up here. The figures have this.
I didn't pick it, so don't worry. I'll go and pick the figures.
Oh, okay.
And so you let's name it. Let's name it. I'll go for the figures. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we go to references.
Okay.
Okay, and then we go to insert caption.
Okay.
And then so this one has come table 4.
Yes.
So this one is you said this one is correlation.
Yes, correlation. So,
Correlation table.
okay. Correlation among variables or correlation table. Okay. Okay. Okay, then we press on OK.
Then okay.
Yes. Okay. So I didn't pick the figure, so I'll go back to copy the output table and then input the figures. So going back to my output table. So I'll copy the correlation table once again. Come to my Word document. Okay. Okay. So with the correlation, this is how we put the figures. So we can either decide to take the top, what is on the top level, or what is down below. So we come here, we pick this 3. So we'll pick this 3. Pick this 3. So let's look at how we do this one. So we pick this 3 here, we paste it here. When you come to the second one, you don't go to attitude and then pick what is at. You come here. So the second one starts from attitude. So knowledge has all the 3. That is the knowledge, attitude, and practices. Now we move on to attitude. So we copy it from here. So let's see how we copy. So we copy these 2. We copy only these 2. We don't copy the first one. So we come here, then we paste it here. Now let's see. We copy these 2. Copy these 2. Paste it here. Then the last one. So now it is left the last one. So we copy only this one. We copy only this one. Then we paste it here. So have you seen how it is? In the first one, you copy all the 3. When you are moving down, you copy only 2. Then the next one, you copy only 1. So you don't need this table again. Now, this is how the correlation table is supposed to look like. This is how it's supposed to look like. This is how the correlation table is supposed to look like. Now, let's see how you are going to interpret this.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry to take you back.
No problem.
I just want to understand the rationale of the slanting, the 1, 1, 1, 1.
Okay. So let me put back So with correlation, what we are doing is we are comparing each of them to each other. Remember yesterday that we said that when we compare something to itself, we get 1. Remember we said that yesterday. So knowledge with knowledge, we get 1. Knowledge and attitude. This is the correlation between knowledge and attitude. Knowledge and practices. This is the correlation between knowledge and practices. Now, let's move here. We already know the correlation between attitude and then knowledge. So we don't have to come and then put it back here. When we put it back here, it's going to be a repetition. So this one, so with only this one, we have already established all the relationship between them. So knowledge and knowledge is 1. Knowledge and attitude, which is this one, is 0.69. Knowledge and then practices, this is it. Then when you come here, knowledge with attitude with attitudes, you will get 1. Attitude with knowledge, that is what we have here. And then attitude and then practices, this is what we have here. Now let's move on to practices. Practices with practices, we get 1. Practices with attitude, this is the figure. And then with this one, this is the figure. So when we want to, if you put everything back again, it's just going to be a repetition. That is why we do it this way. And with this one, what you have to do is, you have to copy it according to the levels. So with the first level, you copy all the 3. With the second level, you copy only the 2 here. Then the third level, you copy only 1. Please, do you get it?